Hi, John. Yeah, we're here outside of the federal building where at least 300 to 400 protesters have gathered. They're protesting against the Trump administration's deportations efforts. Tension is running high here. There's a lot of cursing, shouting. There's a lot of graffiti, a lot of bad words up there. People clearly very upset. 300 National Guardsmen have been deployed to 3 separate locations in the greater Los Angeles area so far to ensure safety and protect federal property. White House officials say this response is necessary to address the lawlessness that has been allowed to fester here in the LA area. President Trump says he's deploying 2,000 California National Guard troops to LA. So far, at least 300 National Guardsmen have been deployed to 3 separate locations in the LA area.
You can protest all you want. You got your First Amendment rights. But if you cross that line of impediment, or you're putting hands on officers or destroy property, you will be prosecuted. We're already ahead of the game. We're already mobilizing. We're going to bring National Guard in tonight. We're going to continue doing our job.
And take a look at this chaos from yesterday. Rioters were waving around Mexican flags or waving it around a fire there in southeast LA County. They were setting fires in the streets during an anti-ICE protest. Tear gas was used to disperse the violent anti-ICE protesters, but some of them threw those tear gas canisters right back at law enforcement. It was a dangerous situation. And in addition to setting all those fires, rioters were also throwing boulders and rocks at law enforcement.
Does this look like a peaceful protest to you guys? They got the Mexican flag out there. They burning cars up in the middle of the street. They stopping traffic. They putting their hands on police officers. They throw the tear gas back at the police officers when they try to break them up. And here's the funny part about it. The police officers are being ordered to stand down and not help the ICE agents be able to do whatever it is that they need to do as far as their job effectively. And you got to remember that one of the reasons why this is a thing is because the Los Angeles sanctuary cities and places like Chicago and Boston and all of these places, they had already said that they would not help. Like, for example, let's assume that somebody got arrested for an egregious crime, that they would not contact ICE to have that person deported if they was over here illegally. If I was Trump, I wouldn't even send in the National Guard until the governor or the mayor asked for it. I would let them deal with this on their own. I would let them burn that entire city to the ground just to prove a point of how toxic and destructive the Democrats really are and what they really mean to the United States of America. Real talk. I wouldn't even entertain it. It wouldn't even be a thing. It wouldn't even be something. And I mean, I think that Trump, he's a really great president, to be honest with you, because there's only certain people that are able to do this job and put their differences aside and actually do the thing that's best for the American people. Whether you on a Republican side or whether you on a Democrat side, when you start to put away all of your perspectives and all of your toxic narratives and stuff, the reality is that he is still the president of everybody in the United States of America, regardless of whether or not they voted for him. So he's going to do the right thing. He's going to send in the National Guard. But I think that, you know, the autonomy to be able to govern your own state and govern your own city while everything is spiraling out of control. And we're not even throwing into that the fact that the police officers' hands are tied or that they're down thousands of police officers to be able to effectively police the city, and the laws to allow for criminals to be able to get out once they're arrested in the first place. And so what you've seen is this is the culmination of decades of entitlement, diversity, equity, and inclusion, bad laws, and liberal policies that are now just absolutely destroying one of America's major cities.
And then on Friday, right here at the federal building, over 1,000 rioters surrounded it and attacked it. Violent protesters tried to stop ICE agents from carrying out their operations, arresting those with final orders of removal by an immigration judge that had not complied with that order.
They're going to put their hands on police officers.
Moments ago, DHS released some information on some of the people that have been arrested. DHS officials say some of the illegal aliens arrested this week in LA have a criminal history, a lengthy one, and some of them, they involve a whole host of crimes ranging from sexual battery, second-degree murder, and willful cruelty to a child. But violent protesters still demanded that ICE release everyone they arrested. Authorities say those violent protesters, they assaulted law enforcement officers, slashed tires, defaced buildings and taxpayer-funded property. And immigration activists, they held a press conference that night calling for the release of everyone who had been arrested.
We're going to fight till our families are free. So we are asking that everybody that got arrested today be released. We want them in their houses with their families, with their children.
And you know what the funniest part about it is that these people not even from the United States of America, and they feel like they got rights to say and do what they want to do inside of this country. They big balls, big dog. Yo, I'm gonna say what I want. I'm gonna do what I want. This is what we stand for, and we're demanding in the United States of America. Boy, have we really lost our cojones.
That's where this is where we belong. This is our home, and we belong here.
Look at them people in the background.
Okay, so everybody is like running off right now. I'm not sure why. I can see just down the street. My photographer can move with me a little bit. There's a huge group of people marching down the street right now, and you can see this might be what we've seen before. Oh, look at that, Andy. If you can just scoot over to the right, look over here to the right. You can see there's protesters squaring off with law enforcement right now. Can you see that? So there you have, okay, we're hearing the flashbangs. We're hearing the flashbangs right now. This is what we've been seeing night after night. These clashes, some of these violent protesters squaring off with law enforcement. You have that law enforcement in riot gear there. You could see them with their shields. They're forming a line. They're
with Mexican flags.
Doing what they can to protect themselves from these protesters, and you have more of them, more of these protesters coming down the street right now, and you can see how quickly this could get out of hand. I'm watching people put on face masks. We're going to continue to watch this. We're going to stay on this for right now. We can see it. Can we walk a little bit? Can we walk a little bit just to show a little bit more what we can see, Andy? If can. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move. Stay with me. Stay with me. All right, so here we go. We're going to take you up to the line so you can see what's happening here. All right, so you can see right now you have officers that created a line to protect themselves, standing here with these protesters who are continuing to shout at them. The disrespect, the level of disrespect has just been insane over these past few days. You have so many people cursing and shouting at law enforcement. You know, these people are out here, they're just trying to protect and serve. They're just trying to keep this community safe. Following instructions, they're here supporting ICE agents as they carry out their operations, and that this is what they have to deal with. You see a lot of people, I'm looking at a lot of people with their face, okay, they're spraying some more. We're going to scoot back just a little bit more. Staying with your photographer, trying to stay at a safe distance. I got you, Andy. I got you.
Stay with me.
I got you. All right, so you can see they're pulling out the shields. The California National Guard, you can see there, we're hearing more flashbang grenades. Again, you have...
This is crazy, bro.
All right.
This
so
is
you
absolutely
can see
insane.
You have the police here, you have the National Guards here, tactical vehicles, military vehicles. Again, this is the very same place where all that violence broke out on Friday, when you had the acting ICE director, Todd Lyons, calling it appalling. This is where that happened, where they said that there were over 1,000 protesters. That was on Friday, and now we are dealing with this at this moment.
This is unfortunate because this is the United States of America. This is what they're going through. This is what our National Guard and our police officers have to deal with. And we have incompetent leadership that is basically motivating this type of violence and this type of issue. And they feel comfortable throwing this at police officers and everything. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link is in the description. TJ Lee, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll keep you guys updated, as well as on the Millionaire Morning Show in the morning.